What is up, y'all? I'm back. And I'm actually about to give y'all a story time today while I curl my hair, okay? Because I don't know where I'm going today or what I'm doing today, but I'm about to get out this house because I've been in the house for 3 weekends straight, okay? Since the Millennium Tour. That had to been 3 weekends ago. So we about to do something to this hair, and I don't know what I'm doing after that, but we're gonna do something. But I decided to give y'all a story time. This is actually a workplace stories. Well, yeah, it's a workplace story time. It stems from the workplace, so I guess we can call it a workplace story time. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. So stay tuned. Let's get back. Story time. Listen up. First things first, before we jump into the story time, we need to make sure that everybody is following and subscribed, okay? And once you do that, before we go any further into this video, like the video right now. Like it right now. Please, please, please like the video, okay? Because that helps a lot. That'll help me get pushed to the algorithm. And I can't keep giving, I got way better story times than today's, okay? to give you, but I can't until we get the subscribers up. I told y'all that already, right? First things first, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you like this comment. Like this story time. Like the video, whatever. And then tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. They didn't tell another friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to Teacher Shanice. That's all y'all got to do. It's simple. It's so simple, okay? I promise y'all. Yeah, this story time is about 2 girls. Yeah, that I used to work with. Now, I think at some point in time, maybe not now because I'm in my 30s. I don't do this. I don't go to work for this. I don't go to work to make friends. So I don't know about now. But I know a lot of us probably went to work and probably made like work besties, right? This is what these girls essentially were. They were work besties, okay? Oh, this is the wrong way. So I actually told this story on TikTok, but I told it in 2 parts. And I'm just gonna tell y'all again because I'm not rushed now. And I can focus a little bit better since this is YouTube. But let's just keep the names that I gave them and on TikTok. I have no idea how to use this thing. We gonna figure it out together, child, because I've never ever used that type of curling knot. I just bought a new curling knot and it come with like 4 or 5 different attachments. I never used that. It looked like it would give me cute curls. So I was like, we gonna try it and see, okay? That's not the curl that I thought that was gonna bring, but hey, we here now, so let's keep. Okay, so let's call the girls of this story Michelle and Sharon, just like how it is on when I told the story before. That way I won't really miss anything. So we both work at ABC Incorporated, and the job was a call center job. Let's just say that. I'm gonna say that much. It was a call center job, and I was young. I was like 22. Yeah, I was like 22, 23. Yeah. Yep, I was. So, I was fairly young. This is probably like my second, like, real job in life. So I met these 2 girls that I work with. At this point in time, I was very susceptible to making new friends. Like, I was cool with doing that. I didn't go out purposely to do that, but I was okay with, you know, making new friends and building on to the friends I had. I was okay with that at the time. These 2 girls, Michelle and Sharon, let me state out that they are not black, okay? And it's like, why does that matter? Trust me, it matters. Just stay tuned because it matters, okay? For the most part, we really was just more so friends on the job. Like, you know, we would take our lunch breaks together. We sat together at the job. Because the way that job was set up, it's like if you were hired in permanently, then you obviously had a workstation, right? But if you were like a contractor job, which is a contractor, which is what I was at the time, then you kind of have to like get in where you fit in. So I just kind of found the destiny between them 2, and that's kind of how we started talking and becoming cool at first. So like I said, we spent most of our time at work. We just kind of like took our lunches together. If I went to the store before going to work, I would bring them stuff and they would do the same thing for me, etc., etc. And one day Sharon says, we should go to the bar. We should hang out, you know, after work. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm with that. I ain't got no problem with that. That's fine with me. And Sharon was like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We can do that. Now, these girls did not live in my city. at this point in time, I worked. Remember, I was telling the story about the weird chick, right? And you remember I was telling you how like 4th of July happens in that city, where it's like all weekend and it's a whole. I worked in that city at this time, okay? So that's, I mean, these two cities are like 10 minutes apart. Like it don't take nothing to get to each city. It's not weird because I live in the Tri-City area, so it's not like it's a long drawn out drive. But they lived in that city. I don't live in that city. I just worked there at the time, okay? So they were like, it would probably be better for us to come to your city versus trying to find somewhere here, because I guess in their mind they felt like we had the better options for bars. I don't know. I think both cities is pretty lame, but I mean, so I was like, cool, you know, that works for me. So keep in mind now, at this particular time, I worked the earlier shift, so I would get off before them. That means I got time to go home, you know, eat if I want to, shower, get redressed, stuff like that, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. That did not curl right. You knew better than that. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, that word, y'all can come here. That's that word. I know exactly where we can go. They said, all right. So I go home after work. We decided to do this like on a Friday because at this point in time, I didn't work Saturdays, and I don't think they did either. Because I know for a fact I probably wouldn't have went. Well, then again, I probably would have in my 20s. I know typically if I was gonna go to a bar, it had to kind of be on a weekend day, and it needed to be on a day that I didn't have to be nowhere the next day. You know what I'm saying? So now I ain't gonna act like I didn't go drink it if I had to work the next day, because I did. But I don't think this is one of those days. So we set the time for them to meet me in my city at, I think it was like close to like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Because where I was going to take them, it wasn't going to start jumping until around that time anyway. So you don't really want to be there too early. And let me say this too, so we can keep these subtle details in mind. These two women, if I was 22, they were like 25, 26. They were older than me, okay? Had no problem with that. You know, they didn't have no problem hanging out with me because I never really act like a young girl. In my opinion, I didn't. And people were always telling me that I always acted mature for my age. So I don't think they even really cared about me being younger, to be honest. So, and we wasn't like super far apart in age, just that I was the youngest. So, whatever. But I knew that I didn't want to go nowhere that wasn't jumping at that point in time. And I knew they probably didn't want to go nowhere like that either. So I picked the bar that I knew would probably be popping. And it would probably start doing that like around the 8 o'clock time. Like, really it wouldn't start jumping to like 10. But look, we're not doing all that. Whatever. So I get dressed. And okay, I think I'm messing up. Hold on real quick. So I get dressed and I get to the bar. I want to be there first so I could kind of like get an area for us to sit in. So we get to this bar. The bar don't need no name. It don't even, the bar don't matter. Trust me, it don't. So, so I get there first because, like I said, I wanted to be able to pick out a place for us to sit or whatever. And let me just comb these curls and see if I like them. Ooh, I do, kind of. Anyway, so get there first so I can get somewhere for us to sit. And because we still there, like I said, 8 o'clock is just still kind of early at this point in time with this bar, so it's perfect. But like around 9, 10, it's about to start getting packed, so it's like perfect timing to go, right? So I get there, sit down, maybe like 10 minutes later they arrive too, okay? So everything's cool at first. We buying drinks, then we elevated to get the shots, and we just having a good time, right? So then, this guy, we're just gonna say that we're gonna say he's my friend, because he really we're not gonna make him more than what he was, because he really wasn't nothing to me. So he walks up, right? He's like, T, what's up? I was like, what's going on? Like, I ain't seen him in a minute. So I was like, okay, what's going on? So he was just like, you know, having small talk, nothing too major. It was real light and cool. And then I was like, where you been? You know, we just kind of chopping it up and whatever. Now, I didn't want to be rude and have no full-blown conversation with this dude while I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of think that's kind of messed up. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, boy, because he really don't need a name, okay? I'm going to say, boy, this is Michelle and Sharon. Sharon, this is boy. This is my homeboy. Well, he wasn't my homeboy. He was something else other than, it don't matter, okay? He wasn't my boyfriend, but he wasn't my homeboy. Are y'all following me? Okay. He was like, oh, what's up, what's up? And he was like, what y'all drinking? So we told him, so he buys us around. So Michelle and Sharon was like, oh, yeah, yeah, woo. Like, calm down, girl. Just relax a little bit, okay? Because it's not that deep. It's a shot. I mean, it's a round of shots. Girl, relax, okay? So anyway, so he didn't stay long. You know, he just kind of like, he brought the drinks. And then, oh, wait, you got to go back. Wait. So, yeah, he buys the drinks. And then the girl, Sharon, was like, oh, who are you? And, like, because I introduced them, but she wants to know more information, I guess. It's like, if I ain't give you the information, then you don't need to know the information. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people do that. You just need to rock with what I told you. Like, he's my friend, right? So, whatever. So he's like, oh, yeah, you know, me and her, we go back. Because we did. We kind of went back to church days. We didn't go to the same high school, but we knew a lot of people. So anyway, I don't know. He knew me from different ways. But anyway, it was like, oh, okay. So then he's like, all right, well, I'll check with you later. I said, okay, cool. So he walked away. So that was that. Now, they couldn't stay off this. Like, well, like, who is he? You know, he's really cute and blase. I was like, oh, yeah, he just, you know, he my homeboy or whatever. And I don't like giving out too much information about people I'm talking to and or not talking to people that are not like my direct friends, because I don't feel like they need to know all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this was my boyfriend, obviously I would tell him like, yeah, that's my boyfriend, because I need y'all to sit back. But I also feel like women should have some sense of respect. Like, if you meet a dude off the back of another female and it's not very clear of what that male is to her, I don't understand why you would be doing too much. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But anyway. So she's just like, oh, do you guys date? And this, that, and the third. And I was like, we cool. You know, I still ain't telling them a whole lot of information because I just didn't feel like they needed to know all of that. Like, that just wasn't, to me, that was not their business. Like, you're never going to see him again, no, unless you plan on coming here. Like, it don't really matter. So, I had to drop it. Boy comes back over because, like, I think he was waiting on his homeboys or whoever to show up to the bar. So, he really was just there. Like, he ain't really had nobody to really, like, kick it with. So, while they're talking whatever they're talking about, he comes over to me and he's just, like, kicking it. Now, while they're having their own conversation, I remember a guy walked up to them. I don't remember if they knew him or if they were just having a conversation with this dude. But I do remember that while I'm talking to Boy, that there was a guy on the other side talking to them. But like I said, they didn't introduce me to him, so I don't know who he really was. I just know that I do remember them talking to a guy. So, Boy ends up talking to me. We just chopping it up, and he ends up buying me 2 drinks to myself, right? 2 drinks, like 2 mixed drinks. Because, I mean, he was over there for about a cool, let's say 15 minutes. But keep in mind, this whole time they're having a conversation with this other guy. So he's over there about a cool 15 minutes. We just talking about whatever we talking about, and then, but in between that, he ended up buying me 2 drinks to myself. By the time the second drink came back, the girl Michelle was like, "Oh wait, no drinks for us."
Do not fool your motherfucking self. Do not get beside your motherfucking self, okay? Period.
Girl, what do you mean no drinks for y'all? The man, didn't he buy y'all some drinks? So I was like, huh? Because I really wanted her to clear up what she was saying. Because I know you ain't saying what I think you saying. I know you ain't expecting this man to be buying y'all drinks all night just because he brought y'all a shot. Like, and then the nerve of you, because y'all sitting over there talking to a whole other dude. Like, why can't whoever he is, buy your shots? Like, are you dumb? So I was like, no, he just bought these for me. And she was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow, what? Michelle, what are we talking about? Like, so then Boy was like, oh, no, it's not a problem. You know what y'all drinking? I got you. I really wish he didn't do that because I did not want him to do that. Like, because after that, I was starting to get irritated. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, Don't do nobody like that. You don't even know this man, and you expecting him to like cash out all night. Girl, please get serious. She was like, oh yeah, well, we drinking this, and we drinking this, and this, and this, and this. And I'm just like, now I'm about to get irritated because I feel like you trying to like run down on him, and I don't like that. He wasn't that type of dude. Like, no, he wasn't nobody I would talk to for different reasons. Seriously, I should say. But he still, he did not deserve for y'all to be doing all that. Like, that's crazy. So when they got done ordering all the stuff that they was drinking, he was like, okay. Like, he had this look on his face, kind of like, this a lot. Like, cause that, baby, I'm talking about each of them ordered, because I had 2 drinks, each of them ordered 2 drinks apiece. And then they ordered a round of shots. Baby, in what world do you ever think that's okay? Come on now. The more I curl my hair, the more I don't know if I really like this or not. But I can't start over now. We too deep in now. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, in what world would you, like, he ain't say get whatever y'all want. It's like, get you a drink and keep it moving. And anyway, you're not gonna get what I get because you ain't me. Like, you don't know who he is to me. That's the thing. Like, that's why I said I think it's like really, I know somebody gonna be like, why you ain't just tell them? Because it's hard to explain to them what it was without, like, that wasn't nothing that I was willing to share with them. Let's put it like that. Like, it's very personal. And I mean, they were work besties. They weren't my besties. They weren't my friends. Where I could be like, girl, you know, no, this was not that. Okay. But in my mind, like, if a girl just tell me like, oh yeah, you know, that's, you know, it's, all you gotta do is say, you know, I already kind of know what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go no detail. Y'all ain't boyfriend and girlfriend, but y'all more than friends too. So I understand what you're saying. So I'm a fall back. That's just, I gotta keep remembering that people don't think like me. That is my downfall. That is my major flaw. You keep expecting people to operate and think like you, and no one does that. So anyway, so I'm looking at them like with disgust, like, cause what? Trifling, like. So now, after they did that, he pays the tab. He's like, hey, I'm gonna head out. I guess he was like, yeah, your friend's not gonna run me dry. So he leaves. I was like, okay, I'll talk to you later. So that was that. So I say to them, what was that about? Like, I just question them because I'm starting to drink. I'm starting to feel it. B, I'm really curious to know what y'all was thinking when y'all did that. And they were like, well, what do you mean? I was like, why would y'all run down on him like that? Like, why would y'all just run his pockets like that? Like, he's gracious enough to pay for your drinks, because, and really he only doing it off the strength of me. He only doing that for y'all off the strength of me. And now y'all got me looking like I just be hanging out with a bunch of tacky assholes. Like, and it was like, well, he was buying you drinks. It's just like, you had to been there to hear the way it was said. It was almost in a sense of like, okay, well, if he buying you drinks, I know he should be buying us drinks. That's kind of how she said it. And it's like, just because somebody buying me drinks don't mean they gotta buy you nothing. Like, for one thing, you don't know, like, who this man is to me. That's my main thing about this whole situation. You don't know who this man is to me, and you're just like, you're doing too much. So I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. I don't like that. I just think that's dead wrong. Like, and it's like, what does it matter? He already bought the drinks. Like, and I'm like, watch your mouth, because I feel like you're trying to get smart, and I don't like that. And then another thing, I was like, did any of y'all really? None of y'all really know who he is to me. And then the girl Sharon was like, well, you said he wasn't your boyfriend. I said, yeah, I did. But there are other ways for women and men to be involved other than boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, you don't have to have a title, but you can still have something happening. Like, and I was like, but do any of y'all really even care, like, who he could possibly be to me? That girl Sharon said, not really. Girl?
I remember thinking, I'm about to beat this bitch up.
Cause what you mean not really? Huh? So I said, what does that mean? She said, no, cause I'm teeing up now. She was like, no, Artisha, no, it's not like that. I didn't mean it like that. I just felt like, you know, since you didn't offer up the fact that if he was your boyfriend or your boyfriend or not, that it really didn't matter. I was like, and that's your problem. It's you're just looking at things from one side. I was like, but no, like, I'm not cool with y'all doing him like that. Just going forward. And it was like, alright. So that was that. By this time, I'm irritated. By this time, I'm like, yeah, this probably won't happen again, because I don't like the way they do stuff. Like, for one thing, besides that whole little situation, for one thing, they are super loud. Like, if you don't know nothing about me, I know y'all don't because y'all know me personally, but I do not like a lot of loud talking, okay? Especially in places where, like, we are sitting literally side by side with each other. I don't understand why you feel like you need to be screaming at the top of your lungs. Like, and I'm right here, baby. I can hear what you're saying. Like, you're right here. And you're like, God, 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 God. Like, I don't understand that. Like, as females, we do not need to be that loud. To each other, especially. It looked like we had too much going on over here. So, that was that. And then, like, they low-key was trying to play broke. Like, how can I explain this? So, like, here, the drinks don't cost nothing. I'm talking about, like, if you go to a big city and you get a, let me see, a Don Julio and Anejo with lemonade, that boy might cost you upwards of $16 by itself. If you get that where I live at, you probably gonna pay $8. $8, $9, like, the only good thing about us living in the city is that the liquor is super cheap, right? So, I don't even be expecting nobody to be playing broke when they be here because, like, bro, if I can go to a big city, if I can go to Detroit and buy a whole round of Don Julio shots for 6+ people and be straight, and we know that's gonna run you anywhere from 60 on up for a round of shots. Probably more than that, but I'm just saying on the low end. Then I don't want to hear nothing about no $8 drink, dog. Like, no, you're not finna get on my nerves with nothing like that. So they were like, oh, the drinks are getting kind of expensive. Then stop drinking. Is that not the solution? Like, I'm like, okay, well, if it's getting to be too expensive for you, then, we ain't gotta keep drinking. Like, I don't have to be on my behind. Like, I'm cool. So that was one thing. So that was something that was starting to make me feel like I don't want to be with them no more. Like, I'm ready to go home. But before that happens, something else happens that I was like, you know what? Yeah, they some haters. So there was this guy, right? I don't know this man. I don't have no ties to him. He just saw me in the bar. He was trying to talk to me. Long story short. So he comes up to me. He's just like, hey, what's your name, etc., etc. And I tell him he wasn't ugly, but I wasn't in the market to be talking to nobody, so I knew I wasn't taking him serious. So, he just kind of talking to me, whatever. I'm just like, answering his questions. Can y'all please explain to me why? Please explain to me why Sharon gets up from where? Okay, so I'm in the middle. No, I'm on the end. It's me, it's Michelle, and then it's Sharon. Okay. Sharon gets up from where she's at, walks all the way behind both of us to go where he's at, taps him on his shoulder, was like, hey. He was like, hey. I'm looking like,
let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do shit where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do shit like that.
You dead ass? So now he's like in a really awkward position because he's like, I'm trying to talk to your friend. And now you trying to talk to me because she going on. Like, I just looked at her because she was like, yeah, I saw you when you walked through the door. And I was hoping you would come over and talk to us. Well, he's not talking to us, baby. He's talking to me. That's the problem right there. And he was like, oh, I appreciate that. He said, I'm kind of interested in your friend. And she was like, oh, I didn't notice.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
You ain't notice. You ain't notice. Alright. So I was like, I don't think I had the words to really get in her ass like I wanted to. Like, at that point in time, I did not. So he's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and head out. So we exchanged numbers, and he was like, I'm going to head out. I head out right with him. I was like, yeah, this is my cue too. So I was like, yeah, I'm about to bounce too. They was like, you leaving already? Yeah.
I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
Yeah, I am. So I leave. I go home. Actually, I did not go home. I actually went to another bar and met up with my real friends. So, because I was not finna integrate my friends with them because I know that how my friends cut. Somebody would have got themselves cussed out that night. And they weren't going to be my friends to get cussed out. They're going to be doing the cussing out. So, I kind of just left them. And then I ended up meeting up with my friends, whatever. So, that was that. So, keep in mind, this is Friday. And the next time that I'm going to probably see them will be Monday morning, okay? So Monday morning comes and we back at work, okay? And keep in mind that I go in earlier than them because I get off before them. So when I get there, my team lead says, oh, hey, yeah, Sharon told me that, yeah, actually, Sharon and Michelle did work weekends because my team leader told me, he's like, yeah, Sharon and Michelle told me that you guys went out for drinks or whatever. And I was like, yeah. I don't understand when he was bringing that up to me. Like, are we not allowed to hang out outside the workplace? Like, what are we talking about? He's like, yeah, I heard you were like a hot commodity.
Huh?
I said, what? He was like, yeah, I heard that you had all the men buying y'all drinks. Run that by me again? Because no, that's not how that went down. So I'm irritated because I'm like, what story did they spin to him that A, he feels comfortable repeating back to me, and B, it's not accurate. Like, what? I didn't have all the guys buying us drinks all night. That was not that. So I was like, I'm not sure what Sharon or Michelle told you yesterday, but that's not technically how things went down. Like, and he's like, oh well, that's what was told to me. And then his messy ass, like, why is he even talking to me? Like, whatever was brought up to him, why did he feel like he needed to repeat it back to me? Like, that's so messy, but that's how that job was. So I was like, no, it wasn't nothing like that. I went back to my seat. I could not wait for them to get up in that office because I was about to get in grips. Like, I was on 10. I was holding calls because I was like, I need to be available when they walk through this door. So only Michelle showed up. Sharon, I guess, called off. I don't know. She wasn't there. So I was like, yo, I gotta holler at you. She's like, oh, hey, what's up? This is Michelle now. I said, why did I come in here and team leader, because he didn't get no name either. And team leader tells me that y'all tell him that we went out, which I don't understand why you even told him that much. And then but then you made it seem like every drink we got came from some man that was in my face. And she's like, well, I didn't say that to him. Well, what did you say to him? Because now I'm curious. So she was like, well, I was just like, we met some of the guys our teacher talks to. No, that ain't accurate either. Like, I guess my point is I'm trying to figure out why you were even discussing it, because there was nothing to discuss. That's what I'm trying to get at. She's like, I don't see why it's a big deal. It's a big deal because this place is messy. This is why I don't want to go out with anybody here, because it comes back to this office. It never fails. I was like, and I'm thinking we having an innocent night out. We just going to get some drinks. It ain't nothing to it. And then it just so happened that some guy that I got history, whatever you want to call it, comes up and talks to us, and now y'all ran with that. And then the other dude that came up, I have no idea who he is. Like, that was my first time meeting him, and now y'all spinning a narrative like, oh, she got guys coming here buying her drinks, and that other dude didn't even buy us no drinks. So who is guys? Like, I don't know. She's like, I just think you putting too much into it. No, I'm not. I know what I'm talking about, because now if team leader has no problem bringing this up to me, who else you think he talked to this about? Oh yeah. Oh, you know how this place is. Like, just think about it. This is a whole man. It'd have been a little bit different if it was a woman. I still would have been irritated, but a woman, I could kind of understand that. It's more girl talk, but I'm trying to figure out why y'all would tell a man something. I don't know. That was weird to me. And I was like, another thing, how y'all came about my friend. I didn't like that. She's like, I thought we got past that. No, we didn't get past it. I'm still irritated. And the bottom line is y'all were out of line. Like, somebody offer you something, y'all literally was offered an inch and took a mile. And on top of that, it's like y'all asked him about y'all drinks. And you think about it, he wasn't even planning on doing it until y'all made a big fuss about it. She's like, well, if we all together, then a man shouldn't be buying one drinks and not the other. I said, well, that other guy that y'all was talking to looked like he was buying y'all drinks. I didn't get no drink from him. Like, she was like, well, you were in the conversation. And you weren't in our conversation. None of your points are valid, baby. Like, what are we talking about? So I was like, the bottom line is I don't like nobody doing that, because I think that's tacky. I think that's inconsiderate. And I think that's not, if it was me, that's not a first impression that I would want to put on anybody. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. And I was like, and then to top it off, Sharon running down on the man that was trying to talk to me, that gave hater. And she's like, well, I don't know nothing about that. You were there? She's like, well, I can't be responsible for what Sharon does. And I'm not asking you to be responsible. I'm just letting you know the events that took place that night don't sit well with me. And it didn't sit well with me. And I was like, and going forward, that just lets me know I'm not going nowhere else with y'all no more outside this workplace, because I don't like how that was played. That's not games me and my friends play. And yeah, I just better not do that no more. She's like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. It is what it is. I thought these curls would take me a lot longer, but I'm kind of getting through this. But anyway, I'm still going to finish this story time out. I had a conversation with Michelle, pretty much told her like, yeah, it's done deal. I'm not hanging out with y'all no more. And even when we tell her that, it's almost like our work bestie friendship kind of like fizzled out. And then so Sharon comes back to work the next day, which would have been Tuesday, and she ain't saying nothing to me either. I'm going to assume that maybe Michelle passed the word on to her, like, oh yes, Tisha's upset and etc. I don't care how she told her. I mean, either way it go, I'm irritated with both of y'all, to be honest. So, and the fact that neither one of y'all was like, well, I'm sorry, you know, I didn't mean to offend you. Nobody said nothing like that. It was just kind of like excuses. It was more like, well, why you feel like that? You know what I'm saying?
Let's just be clear that I will smack the shit out of you. Period.
So when Sharon gets back, we don't talk no more. Like, and actually, I had ended up becoming cool with somebody else there. That was actually, you know, and which I said, let me say this. Let me stop right there. I'm not saying I can't have friends that's not of the opposite sex. I'm just saying there's a reason why I keep bringing up that, okay? But I ended up I didn't find her. She had always been there. We just ended up being cool because we had to work together. So we just kind of like formed a friendship. And so I actually moved to where she was at. Because remember, keep in mind, at this point in time, I wasn't hired in permanently yet. So I kind of could just like desk hop pretty much. As long as nobody wasn't sitting at that desk, you could pretty much go where you wanted to go. So I moved my stuff. And I started sitting next to her. So me and Sharon and Michelle, we're not friends anymore. Like, we don't kick it no more. I don't talk to them. You know, it is what it is. And they kind of just do their own thing. Now, here's the thing. Here's when the juice come in. So weeks go by, months go by. Like I said, I haven't talked to them. I don't keep up with them. But I do know that they continue to go out and hang out with each other and other people a lot, right? Every time they go out, it comes back to the workplace. Every single time, G. It's not one time that they go out and everything be cool. Like, something pops off and it comes back into the workplace. I just didn't understand that. So, it gets to be around Cinco de Mayo time. Woo! Cinco de Mayo time comes. Again, I don't hang out with no coworkers. Like, and then the coworker that I was friends with, we would hang out together, but it just be me and her. Like, we wasn't with no group of people. And we never hung out with the other coworkers. They would keep inviting us, like, hey, we're going here. We're like, okay, well, have fun. We not coming to that. They ended up going out in their city on Cinco de Mayo, okay? Ciao. So they end up going out for Cinco de Mayo in their city, okay? They didn't come to my city. From what I'm understanding, stuff got bad. Now, let me tell you how I found this out, because I didn't go. So I'm telling this straight from muscle memory. There was this guy. Oh, let's go back. After Cinco de Mayo, they came back beefed out, G. Sharon and Michelle came back beefed out. They was into it. They was not cool. They ended up being in HR. So, so I'm just like, what the hell happened? Well, there was this guy that worked at our job. We gonna call him Chad. His name was not Chad. It's nowhere near Chad. But he was part of the Rainbow Coalition. And he just kind of came up like his name would be Chad. The more I think about it, it seemed like his name would have been Chad, but it was not Chad. So I was like, Chad, real quick. He's like, what's up? I said, you went out with them on for Cinco de Mayo? He's like, yeah. I was like, what happened? He was like, you going to lunch? I said, I can go to lunch. He was like, take your lunch break, we'll talk. I said, okay. So we go to lunch. We leave the premises and go to lunch. So, because I got to hear this tea, baby. I got to know what happened, because this is serious. So I was like, so what happened? He's like, so Cinco de Mayo, right? It's Cinco de Mayo, he said, and they were bar hopping. I said, okay. He said, they started at one bar, and then by the time they got to like their third bar, Sharon and Michelle was like, screw face. It was over with for them. Oh, crap. He said, Sharon and Michelle was like done for it. Like, they tapped out pretty much early. They just was going hard all day pretty much. So he said by the time they got to the third bar, they were just like sloppy drunks pretty much. Said, now you know Michael. Now we gonna call this dude Michael. There was a guy at our job. His name was Michael. Now let me explain to you how this go. Okay, now Michael did not work call center with us, okay? He was in a different department. Let's just put it like that. But Michelle had a thing for Michael. Here's the plot twist though. Michelle has a thing for Michael, but Michael has a thing for Sharon, okay? So his sights are set on her. Like he even kind of made it clear, like, you know, he checking for her. So I have no idea how I'm supposed to curl this out of my face. I don't even know what I'm doing no more. I don't know, child. Anyway. So, he says, by the time they get to the third bar, Michael meets them there. Now, neither Sharon nor Michelle knew that Michael was going to be there. Because Michael kind of came at the last minute. Like, he kind of decided last minute, like, you know what? Maybe I will pop out with y'all. You know, maybe I'll see what's up, you know? So, nobody really knew that Michael was coming until he just showed up, pretty much. Baby, when Michael showed up, things got bad. It's from what I'm understanding. That's kind of the catalyst for all this situation. So, he says, Michael shows up. He said it's almost like when he shows up, they feel like they got to be on, like, how can I put this? You know how there are females who, like, when they get around dudes or some dude they like, they just kind of start acting different or just do anything to get attention. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what they were doing. They were loud, dancing around, and just doing a lot just for the sake that hopefully Michael, well, really it was Michelle. Hopefully that Michael would say something to them. Now, I don't think Sharon, when we were besties, right? When we all were besties, whenever Michelle would talk about Michael, Sharon didn't really say nothing. But when I think back on the situation, you knew that Michael had a thing for you. But maybe she didn't say anything to Michelle because, like, why would you say anything to her? Especially if she not making no moves. I don't know, but I just feel like, looking back at it, Sharon knew that Michael had a thing for her. She just kind of, like, played the back. But anyway, let me get to what I'm trying to say, why I bring that up. What am I saying? Oh, okay. So, yeah, Michael's there. And Michael kind of runs down on Sharon. Because remember, Michael has a thing for Sharon, right? So, he kind of, like, approaches her. And he's just kind of like, I don't know, he's shooting his shot, I guess. Like, you know, what's up? Like, they not at work now. Like, so he's probably feeling like, what you want to do, you know? So, the bad part about this, Sharon actually obliges Michael. Keep in mind that Michelle has a thing for Michael. But Michael has a thing for Sharon. Sharon and Michelle are friends. So, in retrospect, when you think about it, if Sharon was really a friend to Michelle, she would be like, well, you know, I understand how you feel about me, but my homegirl, you know, she feeling you, you know, and, you know, I kind of can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's kind of how she should have played it, but that's not how she played it. So, like I said, keep in mind, though, all of the facts. They are screw-faced. They are done for. They are drunk, okay? So, these girls actually kind of came out kind of cute. Kind of. I mean, I don't like this side, but it's going to work for the day because I ain't finna do it again. So, let me see. Okay, let me stay focused. Okay, so, oh, this piece gonna bother me though. So, Michael approaches Sharon and he's just, you know, shooting his shot. Can y'all tell me why Sharon and Michael left that bar together? Child, the tea is hot. Now, when they leave the bar together, Michelle is in the bathroom. So she don't even know that they left together. this is what Chad is telling me. She don't even know that they left together because when she gets out the bathroom, she's like, where's Michelle? She didn't even ask about Michael because she didn't think about Michael. Like, she more so like, where's my friend, you know? So they like, we seen, all the coworkers like, we think she left with Michael. She's like, what? Ciao. Michael and Sharon are wherever doing whatever. I can't tell you what they did. Everyone's assuming that they may have, like, you know, linked up. But no one knows for sure. But then come back to the bar everybody was at for like another 30 minutes. Okay, so wherever they was at, I don't know. They get back to the bar. Michelle on 10. Michelle's like, you bitch, I can't believe you would leave with Michael and you know how I feel about him and blah, 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 blah. And Sharon says, he ain't your man. Like, we both two single people. We can do what we want to do. Michael kind of like, my name Bennett. I ain't in it. Like, I guess he just kind of like playing the back. Because, I mean, he really kind of don't need to say anything because since, like, I mean, it's not like he knew that, that Michelle had a thing for him. She never told him. The only person that knew that was Sharon. So really the only person that's at fault right now is Sharon. Michael kind of don't really gotta say nothing because in his mind, he like, I ran down the girl that I was feeling. So okay. So Sharon was like, well, we both single. He ain't tied to you. Like, you just like him. She like, but you knew that. She's like, okay, and I guess that's what they were getting into it, girl. Chad tells me Michelle grabbed a drink off the counter and threw it in Sharon's face. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, you lying. He's like, if I'm lying, I'm flying. And as you can see, I am sitting straight up. I said, so then what happened? He's like, so Michelle throws this drink in Sharon's face. Sharon swings, baby, they tussling. I said, who won? He's like, neither one of them. They both were just basically wrestling and all over the floor. Nobody really, it wasn't no victory. It wasn't no KO for neither one of them. While they're fighting, Michael was just kind of sitting there watching like, okay, what is this? So security breaks that up, obviously, and they put them out of the bar. So that pretty much ends their night. I mean, it don't end my coworkers' night because they still like, they ain't gonna do with us. We still gonna drink and have fun. But as far as Michelle and Sharon, it was over for them. They had to go. So that night is what trailed them into coming in Monday, where they was like beefed out and, you know, they wasn't talking and they actually got called into HR about that. This is why, and so to say, let me end the story out. So with that being said, they were no longer friends. They were no longer cool. They just fell out. But I guess part of the argument, Chad tells me that, yeah, you actually came up in an argument. I was like, why did I come up in an argument? He said, because something about, you know, you were trying to talk to Artisha's boyfriend and you didn't even know what he was. I was like, he wasn't my boyfriend. He wasn't my boyfriend, but I know what she's talking about. He's like, well, he's like, whatever that was, that came up. And I was like, these some scandalous girls. And she was like, well, you were trying to talk to the guy that was trying to talk to her. You're no better. So I bring up the whole they wasn't us thing because with them bringing that up lets me know that they were fully aware of what they were doing. Like, I knew they were. And they were trying to play out the victim like, you're just being overly aggressive and you're just being upset and you're taking it too far. They real deal tried to gaslight me. And the thing about them, another reason why I have to bring up their race is because they love black men, okay? Every guy that we had a conversation with was always about some black guy. Like, and then even Michael, he's black. So it was just like, so y'all be aware of what y'all be doing, but now that y'all doing it to each other, see, that's how you end up canceling each other out, because y'all are two of the same and y'all were being yourselves to each other and y'all canceled each other out. I'm actually not gonna act like I ain't happy to see it, because I am. I think both of y'all some clowns. So the moral of the story is, I don't play around with workplace. I don't make friends in the workplace like purposely. If it happens, it happens. It don't, it don't. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to say I won't never be friends with nobody in the workplace, because that's not true. A good chunk of my friends are people that I met at my jobs. But we just happen to be cool. You know what I'm saying? With no stupid stuff going on. But with them, they always had some drama going on. Even after I stopped being cool with them at work, they always kept some drama going up. It's like, I don't come to work for that. I'm just here to get my money and go home. Like, all this extra stuff y'all got going on, it's just like, it's really over the top. Like, it's stupid. I don't know. It's really not shocking for them to fall out, because they were very scandalous girls. Like, scandalous. And to be honest, they weren't ugly at all to me. They were just like typical mean girl white chicks. Like, to me, that's what they were giving. But you can't really mean girl me, like, because I don't care that much. But Yeah, child. So they wasn't friends no more. They got called into HR. HR ended up separating them because remember I told you they sat next to each other. No, not no more. They end up separating them, and then excuse me. I don't know what happened with Michael. I don't know if Sharon continued to talk to him or how that went down, but I wouldn't know because, like I said, Michael did not work in that apartment. It wasn't like we saw him all the time. You only see him in passing from time to time, so it wasn't like we could really kind of tell. So I don't know. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna say this: if you starting a job, I know a lot of people. A job is a good place to meet friends or meet new people, but be careful with that because they be some scandalous folks, man. And you gotta understand, people at your job come from all walks of life. Like, some of them come from different upbringings, different ways of doing things, different ways of living, and like some people have morals like you, some of them don't. And these girls did not have not a piece of a moral to their name. Like, I told them, like, me and my girls don't do stuff like this. Like, this is tacky to me. Like, we don't go asking dudes to buy us no drinks. They just do it. Like, as you can see, old boy came up, he just did it. I ain't asking for nothing. Like, even when he came back, I never like, you gonna buy this drink? I don't do stuff like that. That's broke. That's a broke girl sport. I don't do stuff like that. So, the bottom line is, male or female, whatever you are, if you are at a job, maybe be careful, okay? Because these people be some scandalous folks. So, that's all I got. Hey, yo, I'm Tisha Shanice. You know how I give it up every time. Now, I do want to start off my Haley series, and I got the right story to start that off with, but I probably won't do that till next month because I got other stuff happening, okay? I got some outfits that I want to show y'all that I got part of a haul. I'm not sponsored by Shein or Fashion Nova or nobody. I just be buying this stuff with my own money. I'm just going to show you how to put it together, okay? I don't have a reason to lie to nobody, okay? I ain't that, all right? So, that's one thing I want to do. This weekend coming up is Detroit. Is open Detroit Tigers opening day, and me and my friends are going to that. Opening day actually already passed, and I actually already have that vlog. I'm editing that as we speak, so I'll have that vlog up after this story time. So in another week, you'll see that vlog. No, I don't care about baseball. We just there because it's fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lit. We drinking. Okay. Anyway, so that I'll be able to vlog that. Then, as you know, I'm taking my friend to the Bahamas for graduating medical school in May, and so that is actually in a few weeks. I'm going to do my best to do a pack with me video. I don't like pack with me videos because normally when I'm packing, I'm in a rush, okay? I don't be thinking straight, but I'm gonna do my best to be organized this time and show y'all what I'm packing, show y'all what I'm taking. And of course, you know, I'm gonna vlog the whole Bahamas thing. You know I'm not gonna leave y'all out of that. I got y'all. But other than that, I do want to introduce the Haley series to y'all. I'm thinking it'll probably happen after I come back from the cruise. And then after that, I gotta go to my friends. She actually graduates in May. And then after that, I'm probably gonna be in Chicago. I don't know, baby. I'm booked and busy this summer, okay? But I'm going to find a way to introduce that series to y'all. And I got the perfect story to introduce it to y'all. I'm going to start like in the middle. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I gotta introduce this with a bang, right? So I'm going to take one of the most monumental events that happened in that friendship. And I'm going to start off with that. And then we just gonna circle back and work our way back up to it, okay? That's the best way I can explain it, where it'll be entertaining, but it'll make sense for y'all, because, child, that's a ride, okay? But anyway, I'm Tisha Shanice. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and then tell another friend, and then tell another friend to subscribe to Tisha Shanice. Like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Be sure to like this video on your way out if you didn't do it on your way in. Leave me a little comment. Have y'all ever heard this happen to y'all, where y'all was work besties with somebody and they just played crazy with y'all? Probably not my situation necessarily, but let me know in the comments, child. But for now, I'm Tisha Shanice. I'm out. Peace.